Oh my gosh. Okay, hey everybody, welcome to the Vampire Diaries After Show. Here on the stream.tv, they were just commenting about how much they love my shoes, and then they were telling me they think I need a bigger size. So
she said they were hurting
I got slightly
her.
offended.
I was just saying, hey, maybe you need to watch.
But they're fine. They're Jessica Simpson. All right. Okay. Oh my gosh. So, well, I'm your host, Meghan Lamontagne, joined by my Vampirelicious co-host. We got Jessica Hickam, Melinda Hale, and Rachel Rowland. It was such an exciting episode, and we're all very upset that we just have one more show next week. But no fear, because then we are coming back with a very special Vampire Diaries Awards episode. So we will still be here for the next 2 weeks after tonight. So have no fear. But we're gonna get right into it. This show tonight, it can't be an hour, but I feel like I need it to be an hour.
Oh my gosh,
because
there's
that
so much to talk about.
Okay, so first things first, I want to start on a happy note. Damon has decided he's going to take the cure. And I did not see it going that way this entire episode, between him and Stefan having those Christmas Carol moments. those I felt like I said to the girls, I'm like, I feel like we're watching a Christmas Carol with all those, flash forwards. But it was a very touching moment when Stefan saw that sweet couple, bickering and then just clearly loving each other. I'm so sorry. I mean, Damon.
Loved when the guy grabbed the lady's butt. I was like, they're like 80 years old. And he's like, hey, baby.
Keep the love alive.
But it was perfect.
It was adorable.
I mean, clearly a lot's going to change between right now and next week. Whether Damon's really going to take the cure or not, what's going to happen with Elena. But if he does take the cure, do we think that Damon will be happy?
Well, just going back to the whole moment with Stefan, what I kind of liked about it and how I kind of felt, I felt like it was like a parental thing, like, this is what happens when you become an adult type of thing.
Yes.
It's never
Really
experienced.
That's such a good
point.
Paperwork. He was
right.
Just like,
he's like, you got paperwork, you
paperwork.
got taxes. He's like, you're gonna do microwave meals. And we were all like, why is he doing that? Because Stefan's kind of being mean. Elaine wanted him to be harsh, but I thought it was a very good, like, hey, this is what you're gonna have to deal with. Are you ready for it?
Being a human is not that bad.
I was just gonna say,
It's hard.
so Melinda, as a married lady, is it that hard?
I mean,
That's a good
it really
point.
depends on the personality, honestly. I mean, my husband and I, we have a very good rapport, and, he's kind of like the old guy that grabbed the old woman's butt. Like, that's how he would be. If I was, like, fussing at him, then he'd just do something, and I'd be like, oh, okay, fine. But, I mean, it gets hard, because, like, he focuses on, like, 401ks and, like, retirement plans, and I'm like, I just want to live. I don't think about that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it was about being an adult, I think.
No, it was.
For sure.
I could see Damon, though, when he had that scene where Stefan went in and he was living with Elena as a married couple.
Right.
I could see him reacting that way,
for sure.
being really resentful towards Elena for taking the cure and drinking, because Stefan said something very key this episode. He says he said Damon was always striving for something more as a human, and he loves being a vampire.
Because he has that more. Yeah.
Yes.
Because he made that comment that he was like, just when it gets tough, you can't compel the tax guy to fix it or something. Like, Damon's actually going to accept, okay, I can't change this, He was really, I thought he was
But I
good.
thought Stefan wasn't giving Damon enough credit on the
That's
one
true.
hand, because he's like, oh, you're a bar owner getting drunk every night. And, like, he's not necessarily, but he's worth so much more than, like, getting, like, a drunk every night.
But
that's what
but
we
Damon
see.
drinks so much
I know,
as a
but-
vampire, so I don't think he realizes what his tolerance will
But
be.
that also
you know?
comes from Stefan being afraid of being alone. I
Yes.
mean, that
Yeah,
was
that
also
was
a
a
part of
point.
it too.
Yeah.
He was laying it on the
he
little
said that.
thick.
He was laying it on thick.
He was showing him,
because-
like, the worst of the worst.
Absolutely.
And
Think about
he
it.
needed to see that. And I think the point was, like, you need to be happy even if things don't work out with you and Elena. You need to figure out your happiness because this is all you'll have. So I get where he was going.
Right.
But I think, I think it was definitely more about Stefan being nervous than
Right.
Damon.
We have to understand they've been together, they've like 150 years now.
But
or
they
something
were
like
together
that?
for a really long time,
That's
remember?
actually,
because
that's
That's
a
true,
good
they
point.
were apart.
That is a
They
good
were
point.
apart.
That is a good
But
point.
I think it was always that thing you knew you could go back to.
I think that's what I was going to say, is that Damon will always be there.
Right.
Like, he'll be fine. He'll figure it out. And then
Right.
if he becomes human, then Stefan's, like, crunched for time.
Right.
Like, I got to spend time with my brother.
Yeah, if he's like, I'm not talking to you for 50 years, he knows he can go and like
be
talk to
fine.
him.
Yeah,
fine,
exactly. There was also clearly a lot of wedding drama. I never want any of our weddings to turn out that way, and I'm glad your wedding didn't turn out that way. Did it turn out that way?
I say, look,
Did you have a Kai moment moment at your wedding.
I was
a witch
looking
showed up and
over
stabbed
at
me.
Melinda, and I was like, "Is it like that? Is it perfect?" And then they just stabbed. I was like, "Oh."
Here's the thing. Any wedding,
knife, like,
any wedding has drama, and it's not a wedding if there isn't. But no
But
witch
usually
showed
it's
up
just-
and stabbed me in the stomach as I was carrying twins.
That's good. That's good.
Just so you know.
Just a little PSA, Melinda was not pregnant with twins during her
No
wedding. But, okay, so that scene, obviously, I wish Kai was kind of in this episode a little bit more, but Kai being in this episode did answer our question. At first, we thought Mama Salvatore might be a heretic because we had no idea.
Which would have been amazing.
It would have been amazing, but we had no idea how her little cell turned into like a witch brigade, basically making Bonnie and Matt, they couldn't breathe. Now we know that it was Kai. More or less it was Kai. They didn't say it was, but we can kind of assume that.
See, that's what I was going to say. He was like in this episode, and we just didn't know it.
We didn't know it.
Yeah.
He was invisible.
Well, that's what the dreams were.
Exactly.
The dreams were real, even though she was thinking it was dreams.
No, they were dreams,
No,
but I
it was-
think
But,
they were like
I think Kai was
premonitions.
getting
Yes,
into her
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
or
You're
something
right.
like
Yeah.
that.
So, Rachel, I think we actually had a question come up about Kai and Mama Salvatore.
Yes.
If we could
get to
pull
that.
that up, that'd be fantastic.
But like, what an entrance. I mean, how else would Kai come back?
Right.
Like, you know.
Okay, but here's
Right.
the thing, though. He had all that guilt before, so now he's like back to stabbing.
That's
Yeah.
true, but
What
Mama
does that
Salvatore got in
mean?
his head or something with
Yeah.
the
Well, I
heretics,
think
Well,
he's
that's the
pissed.
question.
Yeah, he is pissed.
Yes, what's the question?
I'm not sure how to say this, but at
Oh.
Sejal1 asked, do you think that Kai and Lily will team up? So that's kind of what you were saying, Melinda, of that are they together, working together?
They have to
They have to be, yeah.
I don't know though. I don't think so. Or is Kai trying to trick Mama Salvatore that way he
Taking
could
over
get
her
her out?
family.
And because at the end of last week, he came out and was very malicious. That he had that malicious Kai.
He always
I
has
feel
that
like
look in his eye.
it's either going to be that because it's like Lily's family and Kai's now a part of the family, they're going to be together, or it's going to be that Kai's trying to take over her little family and is like, bye, Lily.
But he's back and the heretics aren't. So like, where are they?
Well,
And-
that's what Lily was
but
doing.
how
She
do
was
you
there to
get
pick up her
back?
family,
Yeah.
remember?
But they weren't there.
Oh, so
Or were
maybe
they?
it is that Kai's
But that was
taking
the whole
over.
scene
That's what I
where,
mean.
where she was like, I have to go meet them.
Yeah, because he gave her an address.
But the wrong address.
Yeah.
And he said, who did he think gave her the address? But it was really
he
Kai.
thought, Enzo thought the family gave the address.
Okay. It
was
This is where we
Kai.
are, but
It was
Kai's the one
Kai.
that gave
But then
yeah.
remember in last episode where he was
So
like, come get
complicated.
dinner, I think he has control of them now.
I
Or
think
maybe they
something's-
made him like their leader or something. Maybe,
Maybe.
that's what Lily used to be.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
We
It's
want to
getting
know.
so
I think
there's
it's
so
interesting,
much
though.
going on.
It is.
I'm excited.
We want to know if you guys think that Lily and Kai are going to team up. Tweet us using the hashtag TVDAS. Okay, so now that we know what happened with the wedding, we seriously think as a group that they're going to kill off Elena, and I did
No,
not.
I do not.
Oh, you don't think so?
I'm-
oh, sorry,
I'm
I
the
didn't mean to speak
outlier.
for everybody. I didn't think that it was.
No.
Okay, no, good. I'm glad you think that because I didn't think it was going that way. If you were to ask me to put money on it, I would say no. They're not going to kill off Elena. She's going to take the cure. But seeing as how it ended tonight,
And
I think
everybody is saying, and Melinda said that that's how it ends in the books.
okay that she dies.
Yeah. What do you
Okay,
think,
I
kill her off?
loved the idea of her getting compelled and like having her own life
Right.
and getting out. And we had talked about this.
And I thought that would have been a more beautiful ending. And I'm never for killing off characters because I think it's kind of lazy, honestly.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
do
of a
think it's lazy.
cop-out.
I think
Yeah.
it's too easy, but I don't know.
I think it also comes down to whatever her contract is, because like it might be like a very close, like I'm not coming back, and so they have to kill her off because, like, just like we were wondering where's Jeremy for the wedding, like you would
It's
think
kind of open-ended
It might
for
be
her.
one of those things that like maybe she's like
but
I'm
if they
not coming
compelled
back.
her, like we suggested, like if they compelled her to forget
That
her
would
love,
make it very final.
then she could go off and have the freedom to like live her own life.
Right.
But I don't know. I think
Megan
after
brought up a very good point though of that Bonnie and Caroline are not going to be like, "Okay, bye," or was it you?
Yeah, we
Of like,
well,
would she
yeah.
be okay with that, or they wouldn't be really
Well,
okay?
and then
Right.
Melinda countered with that she could just forget the love. So she could remember everything about vampires, but just like forget that she loved them. But at this point where we are with Damon, I don't think Damon's just gonna let her go. So I don't really know how she's gonna live.
they had
I think there's sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say they had such a great Delana moment tonight.
Yeah.
Like Delana
Yeah.
shippers, and
Oh
I
my
love
gosh.
them. We were missing that, and poor Rachel started crying over
I was
there.
like, I'm having a moment right now. It's so beautiful. I love it.
So that's the thing. They're really setting it up because this is going to be a tearjerker next week. As if we weren't already upset anyways that Nina Dobrev is leaving. Now they're bringing the emotion back into it. You know,
the promo with all the flashbacks.
Well, can I have like an ADD moment though of that Denise V brought up a very good point. We've been focusing on Elena maybe possibly dying. What's going on with Tyler? There's still only one more episode that
I know.
he's
Right,
going to
we
be
don't
in
know
it.
what's going to happen with
Like
Yeah.
how's he
either.
going to...
I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah.
I still think he and Liv are gonna kiss and make up and go frolic in their own life.
Well, I thought we all thought it was Liv and Tyler at first before we saw the two
in that
nuts, like
hot and heavy scene.
you know, doing it.
I think they did that on purpose too.
Yeah,
to make us
but then
question
I was
who
like,
it is,
okay.
yeah.
And like that was the first time we've really seen like some Delana action in a while.
we were loving it. We were
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was
loving
pretty
it.
good.
What were
Right.
you going to say though?
I was going to say, the hard thing for me is, obviously killing her off is very quick, but I think if they kind of go with the books, that maybe Damon will see, okay, she's human, she's not safe, we do need to get her out of here. And maybe she will like come back from hitting her head and they will compel her to go away. I'm still kind of hoping that's it, because they want to keep her safe because now she's so fragile and vulnerable to being hurt easily because she's
There's
human.
no way
Exactly.
that's her last scene. Like there's no
Like, if they
way
just
she's
kill
dead
her,
right,
right,
now.
it's
But
like-
they did have that really cute moment with her and Damon. Of like, right, when they were saying the vows and they had their little moment.
Yeah.
That
Right.
could be the
Well, so
like...
There's no way that's the end.
I
That
don't
was
want it
like
to
such
be.
a,
Happen,
like
though.
a cliffhanger ending.
Clearly Elena's hurt. So knowing how the Vampire Diaries are, we could have next week's episode and she's just fine. We have a scene of her walking out of the hospital and Joe being like, "Oh, I fixed you." That could happen.
Joe stabbed.
Oh, Joe said, never mind.
Someone
Okay.
needs to fix Joe.
So someone's
Someone
gonna
needs to fix Joe.
They'll bring Liam
And the
back or
baby.
something. I know.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
just like heartbroken.
But two, or the other option would be she seriously hurt as it looked like, and either someone needs to give her vampire blood again,
well,
or
they could
that
just
wouldn't
give her
hurt.
vampire blood to heal her.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, exactly.
Or she's literally going to be like, guys, listen, how many times am I going to die? Like, this just needs to happen.
Wait, do you think that's what will happen? Like
I don't
Joe-
know.
Like they'll just shove wrists in mouth and they're like, "We're good. Keep the ceremony going."
We have
so
no
funny.
idea.
I
We want to
know.
know what
There's
you
so many
think. There's so many options. We
Yeah.
want to hear. Let's do this. Because you guys, when you watch PLL, you have so many awesome Pretty Little Liar theories. We want to hear your ending theories for TVDAS. We want to know. Tweet us all week because there's so many different ways this
and
can go.
don't forget about Bonnie.
And don't forget about, yes, we can't forget about Bonnie. How's that going to happen? Okay, we promised you guys
So
we'd
many
talk about
lives.
Steroline. We have to talk about Steroline. That
Wait,
moment.
No, I thought we're talking Steroline?
Yes,
Well, and
for
we're going to
now.
bring that up for now.
Okay.
Because Steroline happened this week. It was a really...
Except she kind of cut it off.
But this is the thing. Like, here Stefan was in that scene finally opening up and being like you said, Rachel, I'm willing to lose control with you. And Caroline, being the control freak she is, says control is all I have. So she kind of cut ties in that scene.
But she just came back from losing control for the first time in her life, and it scared the
Crap
crap
out
out
of
of
her.
her.
I feel like Stefan was having this beautiful monologue of saying, I know your personality, I know how you are. That's what falling for someone is like losing control and being vulnerable. And she still was just like, no, that's all I have.
just think she's embarrassed right now.
That could
I think
be,
she's
yeah.
still embarrassed.
yeah.
But I still think they're friends.
Because she has been like going around and like apologizing to everybody.
It was such a beautiful moment, though, Rach. I totally agree with you there. It was like an awesome moment, and it really felt like the truth of where they're at.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would kind of be okay if this was like, all right, we had our thing, like we care about each other, but maybe
Maybe she's
not.
not.
No, no.
What I loved about Caroline in that scene, even though I was just all like, but she was the one that ended it. What I will say is she was so real and raw in that moment, and she
Yeah.
told Stefan everything that was on her heart. And technically, the reason why she turned off her humanity is so true. She was kissing him while her mother died.
Yeah.
And it's really because he didn't go after her, like you always say, Rachel. He didn't.
And it was finally
save her.
that, like, he
Right.
didn't go after her, like what we've been saying all along.
And I think maybe that's what he's realizing of why he was finally having his moment of like, I forgive everything and I'm here, and he's like, I'm realizing I want to step up now. Like, I feel like that was that beautiful monologue of like,
So here's what's going to happen with them. I love how I'm like saying like this is what's going to happen.
Here's how it goes down.
Either Stefan is just going to be like, okay, like you said, we had our thing, and she will always be the same Caroline, and she will never let love take its course with me. Or Stefan will finally grow a pair and freaking
That's true.
go after her. And
Look, he's had a pair. It was just for somebody else. Okay.
yeah, but clearly that ship is sailed. That ship
my
is sailed.
goodness.
So here's what I'm gonna say, because I love Caroline. Stefan, next week, you better get your act together and go after her.
I like that. He's gonna grab her, he's gonna kiss her, and he's gonna be like, you know what? I don't care if you say no. I'm making you lose control.
Why can't they just be single? Like, why can't Caroline just be by
Because
herself?
Caroline's
She's dated
never been single.
Exactly. She's never been single. She's dated every single person on the show almost. Why can't she just be
Okay, married
alone?
lady who doesn't have to date anymore.
I'm just saying.
I like it.
Saying.
Jessica has a very good point. You tried dating in LA.
Oh, I'm glad I don't have to.
It is
but
hard.
It's hard. It's hard in Mystic Falls too. Okay.
I'm just saying, I think she needs to be by herself. I think it's so easy for someone who's grieving to jump into a relationship and think that that's going to heal everything, and I don't think that's what she needs right now.
I think we can all agree on one thing though. That acting tonight,
On
amazing.
Yeah, fantastic.
Unbelievable.
On
Like,
point.
go Candice Accola.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
she's
always
kinda-
amazing.
So can I have another ADD moment? I'm sorry, you guys on the YouTube thing keep like throwing me. I'm in the
love it.
conversation.
Do
And I'm
it.
like, that's such a good point. I lost the name, but it was something Knight, Hydro Knight, I think, or something brought up that she thinks Bonnie is going to become a vamp witch hybrid.
Ooh.
And I was like, I could see that.
I love
hope
that.
not.
So
I
going
think
along
Bonnie
with that,
would hate
She would
that.
hate herself.
going along with that.
No, but
really quickly,
if she
I want
was
to
in,
get
like, a
predictions.
situation.
I want to get predictions for next week. So that is a good prediction. That could happen next week. We could see that happening.
Tweet us that.
Any other predictions? We want to know, but any predictions from you guys of next week? Clearly, we've already had some about Caroline. We have some about Elena.
Elena's
any
not dead.
predictions about Tyler?
Tyler, he and Liv are gonna get back together and frolic into happily
Liv
ever
came out of
after.
nowhere tonight. I was like, oh, hey.
We were like, hi, girl,
She
you
was
look
like,
good.
She looks good. She looks
Yeah.
pretty. How about you, Melinda? Anything?
I just want to know what's going to happen with Kai.
I know, yeah.
I think.
Hey, I'll tell you tomorrow.
Our girl gets to have a chat with him. She's gonna get
Yes.
all the inside scoops.
I am so excited. I am interviewing Chris Wood tomorrow, and I can't wait.
Yes. So also tweet her your questions tonight because
yeah,
she
tweet
can
me.
use your questions tomorrow when she's
I've
interviewing
already
him.
gotten so much inspiration.
Awesome.
So let me know.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back to talk all about Caroline and some other awesome questions that you guys came up with. See you in a minute.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited. This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it. You are gonna be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell her, go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Every time we come back.
We miss you. I'm so awkward every time we come back. I'm like, hey guys, I promise I'll get it right. I'll get it right next week when it's our okay, so a lot of you just had so many questions about Caroline, and I definitely, because I can't take all of your questions, wanted to give some shout outs of people that tweeted at me today. So we have Inspired Sparks, Oh My Tweely Me, Amede Poet, Mia Multi-Fandoms, Has I Goody, Just a Little A, Delark's Locker, She Kissed Klaus, Marika 026, Claro Dreams, Claro Gooner, and Claro Zinski. There's a lot of Caroline fans out there. Okay, so before we get to that question, really quickly, we're going to head over to Rachel, and she's going to ask a quick question about Sarah.
Yes.
And then we'll get to your Caroline question.
Who?
I know, right? Who? Like what?
By the way, I'm having so much fun with you guys on the YouTube comments. You are really getting into it. But on our tweets, we have @Laney148 asked, do you all think Sarah's storyline will be integrated or explored more in season 7?
I'm over Sarah.
We're all like, who?
I'm so over Sarah. But a part of me is like really upset because it seemed like a really good storyline, and I can't with PLL. I'm too used to mixed storylines, and for TVD, I don't want that. I don't want that to happen.
I feel like they are gonna throw her in season 7 because I feel like why would they put her in this past season? We never really got closure of like what was going on or why she was there.
We never found out anything.
So I feel like they're gonna
Enzo
throw
never
her.
really went anywhere. It was
right.
Maybe they realized people were like, "This is stupid," and we don't even like her.
Yeah.
Or it could be that she has more of a storyline in season 7, and that's where it's going to come out. Is it's going to be like, oh, Sarah's important.
Maybe.
It's not that I didn't like her, but I felt like Meghan, what you said was so spot on. Like with Pretty Little Liars, we expect that. We expect these like
random
storylines that go nowhere.
Right.
But with Vampire Diaries, we expect it to be something. And I had talked to the producers about the Sarah storyline specifically, and they were like, it's going somewhere. There's like a really good like twist in there, kind of alluding to something coming of it, and it never did.
So there has to be something coming in season 7. I mean, that's the only explanation that we
maybe
have.
people just forget.
I know.
I've
right?
already forgotten. Like after today's episode, mind blown.
Right.
Because we care more about Kai's storyline than we do Sarah's. Okay, let's get on to our Caroline question.
So @AMGR84 asks, when will we see a Klaus Caroline reunion?
I love you
it.
shippers out there. And I was a shipper too. I mean, I guess I'm still a shipper, but I'm a Caroline shipper now only because Klaus is now on the originals. However, because TVD and the writers tend to lead more towards what the fans like, what you guys are saying out there can't be ignored.
Oh, I just had a moment.
And I really think that maybe we could possibly see Klaus in season 7.
Okay, this is what I just discovered. You know how we always have the triangle with like the girl and the 2 boys? What if it's that storyline happens, Caroline's all happy with Stefan, and then like Klaus comes in, and then that's the triangle.
Are you caught up?
On the originals, no.
Okay.
Does he have a new love interest? Okay, then maybe that doesn't work.
It's just so separate.
It's so separate now, and they're really trying to separate it out and like keep that away. I'm a Caroline girl all the way. Like I want Caroline to happen more than you know. I think it's a great storyline. I think they're perfect for each other, but with the way the 2 shows are going, there's no way they're going to bring Klaus
I mean,
back.
they could figure it out, but I'm obviously more for that than Caroline. I think Klaus and Caroline make more sense than Stefan and Caroline.
Klaus knew Caroline, and he was her perfect balance. I feel like the way Klaus was with Caroline, very forceful, very like in your face, like here I am, I'm going to treat you the best way possible. Like I may be a bad
but she
guy,
also
but
put him in check.
Right,
like,
she
and
did.
He needed that.
But Stefan is so like, you know, he's keeping a lot suppressed. He's not coming forward like Klaus did. So maybe Klaus will make a guest appearance.
That's what I was thinking.
And maybe put Stefan in check. Maybe be like, yo, listen, like, or not like they're gonna have a brotherly moment. But what if he comes in and Stefan gets super jealous and is like, wait a second, and puts him in check that way, being like, I can't lose Caroline.
I think that if Klaus were to come back, Caroline would just be done. Like, if they found a way to bring Klaus back and not have him be with Caroline, like fans would go nuts.
Right.
I would go nuts. I'd be like, what are you doing?
I think I would rather have Klaus come back on Vampire Diaries than see Candice Accola go to the originals. Yeah, it would make more sense for it to happen that way. But I mean, come on, writers. We love Klaus. Can we just get a small smidgen of Caroline, like one more time? Like just a kiss.
That was the whole forest scene.
Yes, with the tree.
That was supposed to be the big ending for
It
that.
wasn't satisfying
like the tree.
enough.
It wasn't satisfying enough.
It was too quick. It was too quick. Like, and then he was gone. You know, and it's like, okay, I'm on the original
But that
now.
was supposed to be like the fan ending.
Yeah.
And now
But they want more.
I mean, I want
You need to
more.
listen.
I'm just saying, like realistically.
We could have an entire after show just talking about Caroline, but we need to move on to our last fan question. What is it, love?
Okay, so @PDubbers for Life asks, do you think Stefan will tell Caroline that he's in love with her anytime soon? I kind of feel like that was the scene we had where he was letting, like, I've fallen for you.
No, but I don't think so. He needs to do more.
Oh, you mean like the I love you, I want to be with you.
I don't think it's
I
gonna
don't
happen.
think he's there yet.
I don't
okay
either.
with that. But I think he could be there.
But when is he going to get there? Like, it's
I feel like it was
a long enough time.
I feel like
not been a long time.
I feel like it was a start when he was like, that's falling for
they've
someone,
been
being vulnerable.
through so many deaths together, and the death of her mother. Okay, how much more time do you need? That's a
but
moment.
they haven't been together.
He's been through a lot with her, though. That's true.
He's been with more. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet on this.
No, don't.
He's been through more with other people. Like, come on.
Well,
It's been like 6 weeks in real world. Like, let's be honest. Come on, I'm in love with you now. Get out of
It's been
here.
like a whole season because she was. Remember when she brought up like last?
It started when Caroline turned into a vampire. I am sorry, Caroline started then.
It totally did.
When Stefan was helping her through
It
did. No, it did. It did.
I'm not gonna say
It did.
anything.
People can have feelings for more
But
than
I
one person.
still don't think they're in love.
Just like
I don't think
Elena
they're
had
in love.
feelings
I think they're
for
in
Stefan
love.
and
I don't
I think they're in love. When you go
I
through
think they're
so
in
much
like.
with a person.
I think they're in like,
They're
and they
in
could be
like.
in love. They could be in love. It's just
No.
they need long. They're just getting to know each
I'm
other.
just too realistic.
getting to know each other.
It's a
Yes,
slow
In a
burn
different
for
way.
them.
Just because you're friends with somebody doesn't mean you know them in that way.
Okay, I feel like they're just a healthy relationship. It's
But
not that they're
slow.
friends, they're just healthy.
It's got to be healthy and slow.
We should
Oh
all
my
need to
gosh.
agree to disagree.
I'm loving this entire episode. I'm loving everything. Well, guys, so next week is the finale. Definitely tune in because we're going to have so much to talk about. And then don't forget the week after, we have a very special Vampire Diaries Awards episode. So we are going to be coming up with the questions, and you guys will be able to go online and vote for the answers, and then we will pick your answers. So that will be in 2 weeks. But yeah, so until then, we want to hear all of your comments. Tweet us using the hashtag TVDAS, and we will see you guys next week in our last show with Elena.
Oh,
Okay.
so sad.
Why did I have to add that? Okay, bye. Bye, guys. We'll see you next
Bye.
week.
It's not just the last episode.
Hey guys, for more Vampire Diaries After Show, make sure you hit that button and subscribe to the stream.tv.
Mother's Day is May 10th, and let me guess, you forgot. Well, don't worry about it. I got you covered. This year for Mother's Day, get your mom laid. I know what you're thinking. What's Dad gonna say? Well, let's face it, Dad's 68 years old, and even with medical advancements, it's tough to trust a man that age to get the job done. Instead, let Kaimu Flowers delight your mother with one of these beautiful lays. Or, if that's a little much for you, why not treat her to an orchid spray? This Mother's Day, let Kaimu Flowers help your mom spend Mother's Day a tropical way. If you need help ordering, call this number right here or go to the website.